Okay, hello everybody. It is Brian, and I am back after a little bit of a hiatus. Last week was, as you might know, something happened in the United States. I'm not gonna dwell on it too much, but it was personally upsetting for me and a bunch of friends and family. And um, just know that if you're sad about last week, you're not alone. And yeah, so there it is. Wasn't in the right headspace to be streaming, but I actually asked some people on Reddit. Some of them told me just they take some time, and they will often just not talk about politics at all. So it's just interesting to see the some of them were like, I don't live in the United States, so I don't give a shit. And I was like, oh, well, that's fair cop. So, but rest assured, I'm back. We're gonna, do what we can the next 4 years to, remove as much, get rid of as much damage as the person can cause, and we will sally forth and carry on, much like the English did during World War II. So I'm back today. I'm a day late because I have been swamped at work and pretty much a glorified ticket monkey the last 3 weeks, actually, even longer than that. But yesterday I was up to my armpits and elsewhere and other body parts and tickets, and having to normalize the data that we have. We have a bunch of data in a bunch of different places. Everybody's got a dashboard with things. The problem that, and I don't know, maybe if you've got this issue too, please let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how you deal with disparate data across your environment. We'll have, say ticket systems over here, and we'll have a dashboard over here, and this dashboard is telling us one thing, but it's missing a crucial piece of information. So you work with that team to figure that out, but then you have to go in the interim and create your own kind of data and normalizing. The problem is the data doesn't match up, and you get different numbers across different places, and the data is just real disparate. And there's so the last couple weeks, including last week, which there, with all the bullshittery going on, there was no holiday for me to try to normalize that data, try to find some way to label it or to add some, metadata, if you will, to help with filtering. If you've ever tried to do searches for tickets in Jira, it's actually simpler than the system that I have, that I work with. So, and on top of that, there's multiple ticketing systems. So it's just a big mess. So thank you to all of the people who are watching and following. Thank you to our followers, Gank and Grind, just followed 7 hours ago, and Suman Twitch followed 6 days ago. Injector followed 14 days ago. Caesar3 followed 15 days ago. Wow, it's been a bit since I've gone through and thanked people, so I appreciate all those people. So yeah, so I have been busy. Was trying to learn some new stuff. I'd had a server, and I think I've talked about it on the stream before, but it's a, let me see, it's a, the new announcement of the Mac Mini that came out was making me hanker for one of those cute little boxes that look like a Nook or whatever. And so let's bump up here. So the music you're hearing in the background is from our Chill Hop station. Thank you to the Chill Hop folks over there for allowing for music to be popped up in the background there. So I was looking at one of these little things here, and I was like, ooh, they look very nice. They're very nice. And the problem was they're damned expensive. Even the cheapest one, even the $5.99 version. And my thought was, well, I get one of these and I can either use it to do video editing and rendering on with DaVinci Resolve, or I could, just replace my streaming box, which is, nice, big, chunky, cyber powered PC with a big fat, AMD graphics card in it. Doesn't have an NVIDIA chip anymore, GPU. But I was like, how much CPU and GPU am I going to need to, do things like record at 4K or, even stream at 2K, which is what I'm doing right now. And so I was looking at this and I'm like, well, like most Apple things, you're going to want to max it out, right? But I don't want one of these fat little, one of the fat Pro 4s. I would like one of the nice thin svelte Mac minis that will fit in the palm of your hand kind of thing. So I was like, oh, let me go over here and futz around and see what I can do to get this, up and legit. And of course, I also have logged in with my veterans discount, which is about 10% off. So this is only about $8.99 for me. So, you'd want to bump up your memory. I'm strangely okay with the SSD because I found out that you can actually replace the SSD inside. I think iFixit. Mac Mini. Yeah, so the Mac Mini, let me see. Yeah, this one here, I think. Yeah, they have an SSD in there, so you can actually take the SSD out and put it in. I actually have where is that? Oh yeah, so I have one of the chips that, there we go. So I have one of these. It's very similar, that came out of my Surface 8, my Surface Pro 8. And it's perfectly serviceable hard drive, but I wanted something a little bigger in my Surface, so I upgraded to a terabyte. This is a 512, I think. But so as you can see on the screen here, it's very similar form factor and design. This is just a holder for it that you can take out. But yeah, you can. Oh, actually, this is different. Anyway, so it fits in there, and you can replace the hard drive and upgrade it. So I was like, it will probably be cheaper for me to upgrade the hard drive myself independently than it would to have Apple pop in one of their Apple brand, which I'm getting government rates for and everything. So I figured, I'd just go the somewhat the base model, the 512 gig. I can always use that in an enclosure like this later on if I wanted to. I don't need 10 gigabit Ethernet. I don't need Final Cut Pro or Logic Pro. So for about $1,200, it's going to be probably about $1,300 when I'm done. I can have that. I can go down to (92126) because that's my zip code. Please feel free to do with as you will. But yeah, so yeah, standard delivery, or they have an Apple store in Fashion Valley or Mission Valley Mall. Definitely Fashion Valley and definitely UTC. So if I really wanted to go get one of these, I could go do that. Anyway, so like $1,300, right? And it's not top of the line. So 10-core CPU, 10-core GPU, 16-core neural engine. It's not good, but anyway, so I found myself, let me see, I think center 93p. There we go. So I've extolled the virtues of these little 93p Think Centers. This one's very similar to the one I use. Has an i5 The one I actually have one has an i7, then I have the like M900P or whatever. Let me see. Let me pull that one up here. So, think center. There we go. So yeah, we go back here. Just wanted to make sure that nothing weird was going to come up in my stream. So I actually have this one that I bought this one, as you can see, back in February of 2024, with the idea that I was going to put XC and PNG on it, which is the Zen version when everything went to shit and VMware, decided to screw up the license on a lot of things. So I bought this, and this one was a little more expensive, $278. It's a refurbished version. A lot of times point of sale terminals, a lot of restaurants. Actually saw one of these at a mattress store that when we went to buy mattresses about a year ago, it was very similar system, and this has an i7 in it, 2.4 gigahertz up to 4 gigs, 16 gig of RAM, which you can upgrade to 32. You can put a larger SSD in it, which I can though, and it has multiple ports on the back. So you've got USB-C on the front, and then of course you've got your display port, you've got some USB 3.1s, USB 3.1 Gen 1 and Gen 2, you have a LAN port, and you have a wireless connection, which I don't think I use at this point. I'm using Ethernet on this. So, but anyway, they're great for a home lab, right? They're fairly cheap. As a matter of fact, you can go down here to Amazon and you can see a lot of them. So here's a 920Q, i5. You're not gonna run a ton of VMs on it. I mean, I'm not expecting to run anything in the enterprise on this thing, but it will run, a handful of, a good handful of Linux machines, maybe a couple of Windows boxes. And I can always supplement that with my laptop or my Surface if I needed additional VMs on that. I can put that into the network where the proxmox server is or whatever. So yeah, I mean, these are very cheap. They're cheaper than a NUC. So if you go and look for freaking, Intel NUCs or, NUC PCs. I mean, a NUC is gonna, let me see, you've got a 16 gigs of RAM, M2 SD. Okay, so they're comparable. I'm wrong. This is not what I would consider a NUC. It's a mini PC, but so like, yeah, here's the straight up NUC 9, is 529 bucks. Core i7, 16 gigs of RAM. So comparable. There's a few differences, like more USB-C ports or whatever. It looks a little bigger and thicker. Does come with Windows 11 Pro. Mine didn't, only came with Windows 10. The thing about the ThinkCenters is they're flooding the market because they can't be upgraded to Windows 11, right? The older ones, especially like the 93P that I've got, will not run Windows 11. Not legitimately anyway. You can get a TPM chip, but it's probably not worth the time. See, it says this one does not support a Windows 11 upgrade. But they make great Linux boxes, right? And you can put Proxmox on it. And I was like, ooh. You can go back and watch my 5-part series where I tried to get XCPNG running on a box. So I gave up, and I actually grabbed a couple of small thumb drives. I think I grabbed this one. Put an ISO on it, burned it with Rufus, which is the ISO burning software that I enjoy. Put Proxmox on it, and voila! I have a Proxmox server running on my machine, on my little 999. What is it? Not this one, the other one. So yeah, 920Q, M920Q. So yeah, I've got this one. I've got a wireless keyboard that I'll use to interact with it, but just to show you that I have it running on the box and it's not somebody else's. Let me see. Oh, here we go. So the one thing I didn't have though was another monitor to hook up with this. It's funny as it seems. I've got two 32-inch Dell monitors. One I use completely for work and for a few other things. I actually have a monitor down here and I have another monitor up here, but for the most part, I have my Proxmox running over here. and you can see me typing on the keyboard. I've got a ton of stuff on it, and yeah, I've got proxmox running on my local box. On top of that, because I have a second hard drive inside of it, I have an M2 and I have an NVMe drive in there. You can go in and set up things like, where's my storage? Here you go. So I have my local storage. I also have a ZFS pool that I've set up on the NVMe drive, another terabyte-ish. Let me see, where is it? Summary. So you can see what I've got running on there. Actually, I just have a Debian server running on there right now. ZFS pool. So you can see where I've gone down. I've created and I've initialized the, oh, wait, my bad. There we go. You can see where I've initialized the NVMe. I've wiped the disk. This disk had the XCPNG installation on it. So I wiped it, I initialized the disk. I created a ZFS storage pool. So if I want to add, a thumb drive, it's not going to be fast, but if I wanted to add more storage, or if I wanted to back up something onto ZFS, I could just pop something in the USB drive, format this with ZFS, or I've got a USB-C port on the front of it. If I wanted to take this additional 512 gigs of space and plug it into the USB-C to USB-C, I can provision this and then add that to my pool of storage. So yeah, I've got right now I've got a single QEMU or system running on it. The console's running, or it will be running once I do that. There we go. So I've got Debian. Oops, there we go. Once you don't need the terminal running, which is great. So you can SSH into, whoa, what the hell's going on? No, I do not wish to exit. I don't know where the hell that came from. So as you can see, I've got a VM running on the box. You can see the mouse trailing back and forth. It uses a VNC connection to do various things, show extra keys, full screen settings. I can power off remotely. But yeah, it's great. Why did I do all this, you ask? Well, for the plain fact of the matter is I was going to learn YAML, and one of the things that kept popping up was, somebody had mentioned in our chat here that you could use Terraform and YAML to destroy and rebuild your malware sandboxes easier than, and to make sure that things are running at the same time. Welcome all of our chatters on YouTube. So glad you could be here. Thanks for watching. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. There's number of, I was actually going in and trying to see if there was a minimal Ubuntu that you can install, because I find Ubuntu kind of a bloated piece of shit. Send me your hate. Send me your hate. I mean, it just really has a ton of shit on there that doesn't need to be on there. Like, I didn't ask for, freaking games. I didn't ask for an entire Word productivity suite to be installed. I don't need videos. I don't need solitaire. I don't need maps. I don't need all of this shite. And I would just love to right click and uninstall, but unfortunately, I have to do it manually. So what I was doing was I was trying to figure out if there was a way to create a minimal, Ubuntu for, creating like a Kali instance or something like that, but yeah, I hadn't gotten to that far yet. So the other thing I noticed was I can create a container, LXC in this case, LXC containers. And I can go in and create, container 1. And there's no resource pools yet, but you're going to load your SSH key files, and there was a bunch of other stuff. I haven't gotten to this point yet where I could actually set up a container. I probably need to read the documentation. But the one thing that got me was how easy it was to install proxmox, and I managed to do it without blowing things up or stressing out or needing to install Docker on my local box so that I can install Zen Orchestrator to be able to orchestrate and do all these things. Hell, I can even SSH into the box if I wanted to yeah, I mean, I can even SSH into the box. I would not recommend doing it as root. You can set up a user for that, which I think I did. Let me go back in. Nope. And then, so you can see all the stuff that's running on here. The ZFS pool is running. As you can see, I've got it's only 512 gig. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I could put a 4 terabyte NVMe drive in here if I wanted to and have a 4 terabyte storage, ZFS pool, and be able to add additional pools to this. So that's cool. All right. I did not know that. Very nice. Okay. But yeah, so let me see. No, not E-Trade. Let me see, was this? Okay. So yeah, creating a VM in proxmox, uploading your ISO isn't hard. You can also have it download for you, which I thought was great. You can go in and hardware. No, that's not it. Where is it? Snapshots. Oh, snapshotting was easy too. You just go in, you click on this, and you can just take a snapshot. So I've created a snapshot of my original Debian install. So if I do something else, I can just blow it away and restart, which is nice. Which is nice. And you can also go to a console and do stuff on the desktop if you wanted to. Obviously, if you run a minimalist VM for Ubuntu, they actually, it doesn't require interactive login. You can do SSH or whatever into it if you need to, but yeah, it was. Okay, so we go into local network. Yeah, so my ZFS pool is here, my VM disks. So I can create my volumes and things right here. This is the data center storage. Yes. CFS. Add. So yeah, there's a number of different options you can do. You can do LVM if you're doing like more traditional, like I have an LVM right now for the initial bare metal install of proxmox. But you can do NFS, you can do CIF shares. If you had, if you still had like a SAN, a storage area network or whatever, you could network that to this and then make NAS heads through the fabric if you wanted to do that. I don't know if that's still a thing that people do. But yeah, I'm really, really excited about what this means. So, let me see, local network. Oh, ISO images, there we go. Duh. Okay, so as you can see, I've uploaded a few, right? I've uploaded a Windows 10 ISO that I used to actually build the sandbox that I went through on my local box here. I have the Debian, which which I can use to install. It's just the net installer, so to go out before you reconfigure it for, say, local only if you wanted to do that. I put Kali on here. I was actually looking at Flare VM and a couple of other things. I need to get Remnux, so, but the great thing is you can actually download from an URL, so you can download the ISO here. So if I wanted to go to Remnux and I wanted to you can actually run it in a container. So if I wanted to run this on a proxmox container, I could do that, which I might actually just try that right now. So let me see, Docker images, let me see. I don't know if it's the same. Yeah, see, that gives you the examples on how to set everything up. That might actually be too far afield too. Oh, Ryzen is reverse engineer. Oh, I didn't know they had a fork for that. Okay, I know Radar went, yeah, so somebody decided they didn't like how Radar was going and then had disagreements, and then Radar printing can be a toy tool. So they built new projects, less tested and unstable features. 1 second. My spidey sense is tingling like somebody's wanting to talk to me. Okay, that's fine. All right. So yeah, we'll go to Remnux. We won't do containers. We'll just do the distro. We can download the VM. And then, so there's a way to import this in so you're not having to rebuild it from scratch. Let me see, general OVA. If you're using VirtualBox, get the VirtualBox version. All right, so I will grab that. Copy, download link. I want to say this will work, but let me see, paste. And then file name Remnux. OVA. There we go. And then download. Derp. If worst comes to worst, I'll just download it myself. Wait. Yeah, OVA. It's weird. Maybe it's looking for an ISO, so yeah, so I'll just go ahead and download it here and then I can upload it later. We'll see what happens. It says 4 minutes, so it shouldn't take too long. How's everybody doing? Is everybody all right? I know we got some lurkers and that's fine. I'm sure I always have lurkers. So, but I appreciate you coming and spending time with me today as I am navigating my way through this. The one thing I will tell you about proxmox, it wasn't without its, I don't call it peccadillos, but the installation, actually, I used a capture card, my HD 60 Plus, and I have it hooked up to the machine itself. And I was using a 4K monitor because I wasn't streaming at the time, so I took one of my 4K monitors. Linux has got a problem with high DPI monitors. So the proxmox screen comes up and everything is like half point font. It's like grandpa, can't read the screen font kind of stuff. So issues that I've had with Linux in the past was, its failure to, recognize high DPI rates or anything like that and not, scale accordingly. So it was kind of painful. I had to, read through, and I was actually using OBS, and I was using the capture card because I could pull, like you saw with the terminal that I had running, where, actually this is not even the correct size of the screen. So if you go and, yeah, the full size of this screen is, and you can see the problem now. It's like you can't even read the font, right? Unless you zoom in. And I'm streaming at 2K here, so the output was just crazy stupid. And so let me see if I can default. Okay, yeah, I don't want to do that. But yeah, you can make it bigger or smaller. And I was able to zoom in a little bit and see what was going on with the screen itself, so that I could actually read the screen as I was going through the setup process. It wasn't hard. It was, I think Debian was harder than that. So and it'll do unattended setup, which is nice too. All right, so I've downloaded that. All right, so there's the OVA file and proxmox. Bulk actions. Nope. Okay, so let's see. Import OVA proxmox. There we go. Proxmox support forum. Oh, sweet. All right, so looking to set up an OSINT VM on my proxmox server. Got done installing proxmox, no issues with the setup, everything's been running smoothly. I previously created VMs from ISOs and thought I'd take a chance there. I found a good guide, but so the commands I've been doing. Okay, so here's a help file for that, of course. Great. This one's only from a year ago, so great. That did the trick. Good. Oh man, come on now. All right. Copy. Let me see. Archive.org. I think. Well, let's see. Double check and make sure everything's all copacetic here. Tell me about it. Ah, cool. All right. There we go. Okay, so this is using Wayback Machine archive.org. So they, let's see, didn't really import VMs. Intended to just best time learn Red Hat. Yeah. Extract the contents of the OVA file. QEMU convert the VMDK file into QCOWs. Okay, so QCOWs is the QEMU equivalent, kind of like the VMDK files for virtual VMware. Then DD the QCOW2 file into the blank VM. Jesus. Well, okay, that's delightfully complicated. It says the command is very simple, so we will see. All right, get a terminal window up here. Exit. All right, so let me see, where did I put that download file? Oh, right. Let's just do it that way. Downloads. Yes, I'm aware. I'm aware. Let's see, which one do I want to download? I don't want the VirtualBox one. I must have already downloaded the VM yesterday. So let me open in terminal preview. All right, so I'm gonna SCP. Okay, good. SCP, and it's Remnux Focal OVA. All right. And if we have to, we can run updates later, but all right, so we're gonna do that. And then it's 192.168.133 root, sorry. Interesting, something. Is it doing maybe it's failure to DNS lookup. Sometimes it hangs like that when it's sitting there. So. Worst comes to worst, we'll download WinSCP, which I haven't used in a while. WinSCP is $9.99. Are you out of your mind? $9.99, Jesus. That's a graph right there. That's some grifting right there. Shit. Putting $9.99 on the Windows Store. What kind of shit is that? Okay, I'm gonna install it for everybody. Yeah, I don't know why that's not working. That should work. I mean, I have SCP things across all the time, so. Yeah, see, maybe SCP is not enabled, I don't know. SCP's on there, so. No. There we go. Win SCP. Finish. And then 192.168.133. Oh, you know what? I bet SCP is not enabled for root. Because. Oh, no, it works. Okay, that worked. So I was able to get in. So you can see that I got that right there. So let me Brian downloads, and then size remnux focal VM. All right. Okay, so we're transferring stuff now. So it's going to take a few minutes. Don't know why that didn't work though. SCP, remnux, OVA. Oh, you know what? I bet I didn't set a. That's the problem. I didn't set a. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we'll just let that run. There you go. It's downloading it's moving over pretty fast. 78, 80 megs second, 83 megs. Can we get to 100 before it's over with? 90, 93, 98. Come on, go. 100. There we go. Very nice. Very nice. 105. Very good. Okay, so now if I SSH root 192.168.133. There you go. So I've actually got a file part because I moved part of it. So rm remnux file part. There we go. And so there's the OVA. I'm gonna delete this other 5 gig file because somehow I managed to store. Oh, I know what happened there. Okay. So there we go. All right, close that. Okay. Welcome to everybody on the YouTube channel, which is apparently doing gangbusters right now. Anybody have any questions about what I'm doing at this point? You know, we're setting up a remnux on my proxmox server. So I've done all that. I need to extract the contents of the OVA file. So let me see, make sure I've got enough space everywhere. That's important. So I have at least 72 gigs available. So when it blows this up, because an OVA is just not a compressed file so much, it's a just an archive, right? It's a fancy archive like a VMDK file, or to a lesser extent like an MP4 file or an MPEG-4 file. It's got it's muxed audio and video stream into one package, like a Matrovska file, an MKV file. It's a tar archive, which is why we're able to blow it up using tar. to tar xvf and then proxmox. Okay, so autocomplete doesn't work. Wow. XVF. Let me see. Yeah, holy shit. Okay, let me do this first. Bash. There we go. There we go. All right, so we're gonna blow that up, and that's gonna be ugly because it's just gonna put those files in our system here. The good thing is I can do this because the other thing with XCPNG had to be on my local network, had to be on a computer that had Docker, that had Xen Orchestrator installed. So every time I wanted to orchestrate something on my XCPNG box, I had to be setting up a bunch of shit on my local box to be able to do that, and it's kind of annoying. So, cool. All right, so I'm there. I have my OVA, which is the large file. The OVF file is the like specification file, or like almost like an INI file for that. And then of course you have your VMDK, which this is interesting. So things have changed in the last 4 years since this guy this person posted this up. So here's what I'm looking for: the OVF file. Once the OVF file has been extracted from OVA, we need to execute the QM command. So I will QM, make sure it's on there. Okay, so we got QM, which is QEMU or whatever. So we're going to use QEMU in this case. QM import OVF 333. I don't know what that is. Oh, I see. So proxmox will assign a VM ID of 333 to the VM and put the, yeah, so it seems like maybe there's, you know, a good number. So if I remember correctly, QEMU description was 100. I don't know what that is. It put that as a description. I could label that as like, is like make VMs like something better, like 1000. I don't know if there's actually any limitations to those things. So let me go back in and say, so this is what we're pulling right here. If people can't see this, let me know and I can make it bigger. There we go. Look at that. Geezer font. Geezer font. All right, so in this case, I'm gonna make it 1000 because this is oh, you know what? No. Let's do 333. I don't want to get crazy. I can always delete this and make a different system later. So let's just Libra. Whoa. So what I'm looking for is remnux, right? Remnux focal dot OVF, and then pval. Oh, okay. So, oh, here's an upgrade to this post. I changed the original VM ID from 304 to 333 to reflect the screenshots. You get an error as shown in the snippet below. The VM configuration will still get that imported to proxmox, but without a disk. We need to import the VMDK disk that came with the OVA file. Well, yeah, sure. I can understand that. Okay, so we also need, so I guess it's important to actually read the entire blog post before you just go ahead and start doing this, because as we've seen, people will just add shit after. So we have to, all right, so QM, okay. All right, so we're gonna run, this. Get an error shown in the snippet below. The VM configuration will still get imported without a disk. We'll need to import VMDK disk that came with the OVA file. To import the file can be done two ways: import the converted version or use the -- format. The easier way would be use -- format followed by the desired format, which is qcals as shown. Okay, so it sounds like I can import this pval local ZFS. And I'm assuming, or no, is that PVE1? I think it's PVE1, not pval. And I probably should go and look and make sure that I have something similar to that in my proxmox. Yeah, see, I don't have that. So my guess is I need to put it wherever I have local storage. In this case, like ZFS_pool, where my ZFS pool exists. So let me go ahead and do that instead of local ZFS pool. Disk usage is 0% because I have absolutely nothing on that right now. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so we'll go. Oh, okay, so we're 4.9 gigs. So you see the QEMU here, remnux, and then let's see, import. I also need to import the files. So QM, wait, did it automatically do that for me? No, I think that's what it's trying to show me. There's no disk usage, so. Yeah, see, there's no disk, right? So I can shut that off. Close, shut down. Okay. Stop that. Hard stop. Jesus Christ, man, stop. There we go. Wow. Okay. Really didn't like doing that. So don't try to start something if you know there's no VM in there or if there's no disk. All right. So we're going to do the QM. This is the command we're going to run right here. And don't blindly just put something in there like pval local ZFS. I got to put the ZFS pool that I've got it into. So QM port. And I have no idea how long this is going to take. So import, and what did I, okay, I use 333. So import disk, 333, remnux, OVA, one sec, let me see which one is the bigger of the three. LS. Okay, so the OVA is what I want. So I'm gonna have to do, there's no VMDK. I don't have a VMDK. Or maybe I need to, wait a minute. Yeah, it's really weird. So I have a vmdk.gz, so I need to gunzip remnux disk one. Yeah, I see that. Thank you, Etienne. Thank you for joining us on the YouTube chat, by the way. Appreciate you. We're also on Twitch at the same time. We're simulcasting this. But thank you for the comment. It's okay. You don't have to message redacted. It's fine. Yeah, it's interesting. So the OVA is, there's really no benefit for them to zip the VMDK file down and just add the text file, but they do it anyway. I don't know if that's on purpose or what have you. So we go ls-la, and you see the VMDK file right there, which is a VMware disk file. VMDK is VMware disk. So if you wanted to import this into VMware, you could just take that VMDK file and go pop right up in there. and then it will look for like the OVF file, which is I think the specifications file to run the VM, it'll look for the OVF and then import the VMDK file, whichever. So if I'm wrong, it won't be the first time today, and it won't be the last time today. So, all right, so we're gonna follow along with this right here, the same command that we had earlier. So qm import disk 333 remnux disk 1 vmdk bing, and then zfs pool, which should match. I want to make sure. For some reason, I have a feeling if I don't get this right, then it really matters. So storage zfs underscore pool, zfs underscore pool. All right, cool. And then format qcow2. Back when I was using OpenBSD, they would try to get you to use QEMU on OpenBSD back before they had a proper system. All right, cross fingers. Okay, so far so good. All right, so we should see something happening in our storage, right? Nope. So, okay, we're seeing the ZFS pool go up a little bit here, so that's cool. I don't want to refresh just yet. Okay. And you can see that so my Debian is still running. It's telling me how much memory usage I've got of the two. I think I gave it 4 gigs of RAM, 2 CPUs. Uptime's been 30 minutes. It's using 0.1 of my 12 CPUs that I have available, and the host memory, it's using 3.2% of that, because Linux is not as memory hog as Windows is. So if I ran a Windows VM on here, you'd see me using, 25-30% of my host memory, which I think is 16-ish right now. So, all right, so successfully imported as unused ZFS pool 333 disk-1. All right, there we go. I have no idea if this is going to work. I may have to re-import everything and put it on local storage on the local LVM if this doesn't work. So we will see. All right. So it's been converted. It's qcows under hardware. Oh, right. So that makes sense. So I go back into my remnux, look at hardware. Unused disk 0, so it's called unused disk 1. Edit. Is this going to be the default disk? Let me see. Scroll back over here. Unused disk, either methods. Once navigate to the web UI and edit the VM hardware unused disk and change the bus device from IDE to either SATA, VIRT, IO, or iSCSI. Okay. So SATA. We'll just go straight. I don't want it to get all fancy or anything like that. So actually that's probably gonna be okay. Disk 1. Okay. Yeah. No cache. We'll leave it as SCSI. We'll just see what happens. It looks like a lot of things have changed in 4 years, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that. All right, so it's a 60 gig file, so that kind of matches what is here. Looks like unlike with VirtualBox or whenever you're setting these things up, it's going to allocate 60 gigs of space. So it may be that at some point you could go back in, create a VM of remnux in the traditional style. Actually, if you're worried about space, you'll want to do that differently. What is this? Can I delete this? I wonder if I can. Or at least disable it. Disk action. Oh, look at that. Disk action, you can resize. Interesting. So if I have 60 gigs and I wanted to make it 100 gigs or something, I can do that with very little issues. Okay, detach. No, I don't want to detach. No. What I want is to make sure that when I boot it up, it will say that it actually has a bootable drive. But, well, let's just throw caution to the wind and see what happens, huh? Nope, that didn't work. Okay. Shut down. Yes. So, feels like I need to detach disk 0. Can't lock file. Okay. Oh, come on. Shut down. Man, it does not like it when you pooch it. At least there's like 3 different places to shut things down at. There we go. Looks like the only way I can actually get it to shut down when it's in a boot loop like that is to use the proper shutdown command up here on top. Oh, wait, okay. Let me move my... Sorry, I've got a lot of things in the way here. There we go. Let's move that over a little bit. There we go. So yeah, all right. Now we go back into hardware. We detach that one. There we go. Okay. Okay, remove. There wasn't anything on there anyway, so. All right. Well, let's see what happens there. Memory usage, CPU, boot disk size is 0 bytes. That doesn't bode well. Let's see. Oh. Well, that's something. It's not boot looping. That is interesting. Okay, so nothing is happening, and I guess that's good. Change the boot disk in options. Oh, change the boot disk in options. Start a boot. Boot order, no device. Ah, okay. Very good, very good. Okay. There we go. Start. Go back to the console. Oh. I saw that thing happen once, and then that was it. Got an empty disk, need to attach your Remnux VMDK somehow. Oh. Yeah, that's what I thought I was doing when it told me to go into unused disk 0. Name unused disk 0. Well, okay. So, all right, we'll shut this down again. Stop. SCSI hard disk. Yeah, I got you. Okay. Options, boot order. There's only one disk, so I don't know. Could it? Maybe it's not performant enough. Yeah, let me go see. So I got 4 gigs of RAM, 2 processors. Okay, that's fine. Default is. That's fine. Edit. Yeah, I've already done all that. Okay. Okay, no cloud init there. Boot order SCSI 1. Okay. Disk USB or network USB. Hey, Digital Warhead. May just be on my end, but I see a black screen. Where? Oh, you can hear me though. Can you see my chat? I can see your chats. Yeah, something's going on with our stream. I checked out another stream and have picture. Huh. Yeah, that's really weird. Yeah, that's really. I can hear you. I can see you. Let me see. Twitch.tv breaksec. I have a black screen. Yes, I do. Look at me. Weird. That is super weird. Okay, so when did it go out? Okay, so D-dubs, I'm seeing myself on myself watching myself. So at some point I'm gonna be, basic Inception here. So it's really weird. Huh. Let me see. Speed myself up here. Let me introduce myself to myself. Oh, no. Don't do that. There we go. Allow myself to introduce myself. Am I no longer streaming? Maybe that's the thing. No, I'm still streaming. Checked out 2 other streams and no. Okay, so I just got your note on the screen. All right, so I'm going to pull up. Oh. Yeah, really? Okay. Huh. I appear to only be streaming on YouTube. Yeah, that's really odd. Okay, well, something happened that interrupted my Twitch stream. Jackasses. That is really odd. Okay. Yeah. The minute that's not how this works. It's not how any of this works. 1 hour, 9 minutes, 51 seconds. I would try to stop the stream, but then it would kill the YouTube one as well. Hey, Digital Warhead, join me over on the YouTube. It's actually getting to the point where I'm feeling like I don't even want to be on Twitch anymore because it's kind of a pain in the ass. But just in case. It's really weird that you can't hear me or see me, but yeah, there I am, and you can see me on YouTube, and we'll continue over there on the chat. So yeah, sorry about that, Digital. I don't know. Yeah, thankfully I had multi-stream going on, or I would have been shit out of luck. Okay, so we'll close that. I may need to try re-importing that again, according as Etienne said. Yeah, import the VMDK in your VM with a shell command. Okay. That's not what I wanted. Where is the import? While the VM is powered down, you might as well change its name from VM333. Okay. So, another way of importing the disk is converting the VMDK file into QCal format. You can import one of two ways. Let me see, can QM... Hey, Mike. Hey, Digital Warhead, how you doing? Good to see you. I haven't done much since I told you about the YouTube link. So it's, yeah, Digital, it's really weird. No audio, just video. So, yeah. Try the second way. Yeah, I see this here with the, QEMU. I feel like though I need to probably blow away whatever is in the VM here to let me see, more, remove, destroy, confirm 333. Okay, so I'll just blow all that away and start over, which is great. VM pool, okay. Make sure I don't have any weird VM related items. Local network proxy. Okay, so I'm not using anything in my ZFS pool anymore. Okay. We'll go back to, we'll do it the second way. All right, so, import the disk into the VM. Okay, so let me run this again. QM import ZFS pool. Okay. Oh, see, now that's weird. It asked for the vmdk.gz file, so that's interesting. Google Home to Home Assistant on Proxmox. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so QM import disk 333 remnux OVF, right? OVF. Oh, VMDK. Yeah. VMDK ZFS pool. You can edit your OVA file and remove the okay. Yeah, that would probably make the most sense here. So VI remnux OVA. heck is going on? Yeah. Okay, that's just because I couldn't get out of that. There we go. All right. There we go. All right, so go down. Capacity 60. Let's see. Oh, there it is up top. There it is. Right there. OVF compression gzip. So it feels like the first command actually worked in that it was looking for, everything should have worked, right? It should have automatically imported the VM. I didn't get an error when I imported that, so it makes it feel like I didn't need to do that, but because then I've got to figure out like file sizes and all that BS. Shit. Generated by VMware OVF tool. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, except now I need to know the exact size of the file, so. God damn it. There we go. All right, so the VMDK file is that big. All right, so. You know, I'm just gonna. So Mike, I was importing a VM of Remnux into proxmox. Etienne's probably got the better answer here. There we go. Just gzip Remnux disk1.vmdk. Now, problem will be that if the size doesn't match what's in the OVF file, then it will shit itself. So yeah, or I'll just have to untar the OVA file again, which is actually probably the safer option, because if it doesn't match the exact byte size, then it will not possibly do what I need to do. So it's probably easier to untar something than it is Remnux disk Remnux MF. Yeah, definitely MF. Remnux OVF. There we go. Now tar. Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna import the VMDK file in the second way, not the first way, so. Oh, that's good. Okay, well, it's faster to untar the file anyway than it was to blow things up and start over, so. All right, the first thing we're gonna do, QM import OVF 333 Remnux .ovf and then ZFS pool. Okay. Why not just import it into your local storage in the web GUI? I don't know. And then hardware disk 0. Okay, so CD. Oh, interesting. So there's no file in the ZFS pool. That might be why it didn't show up. Interesting. All right. Okay. So that's odd. So the import did not work when we looked at it up here. VM configuration will still get imported to proxmox, but without a disk, we need to import the VM disk that came with that. Okay. Is the pool the same name? Yeah. Let's see here. Data center storage, ZFS pool, enabled, shared, yes. In your import command. ZFS underscore pool. Yeah. I mean, that seems to match, so it's interesting. Backup retention. Okay, backup is not available for this. Okay. Okay. Because it's the same as my local LVM files, right? So image container, volume group. Yeah, try the GUI import. Okay. GUI import. Nope. VM disks. Okay, so it found disk 0. Yeah, I don't know how it works though. All right, so import vmdk proxmox. Hey Google, turn on living room lights. All right. Here's one from 2023. Let's go and see what that. Log in there, click on virtual machines, create a VM, assign a unique ID to the VM, provide a name for the VM, leave the default settings. Okay, so we're gonna create a VM basically like we would in Proxmox. Let me blow away the remnux that we have here. All right, more, remove, purge, 333, remove, okay. Yeah, top right, create VM, yeah. All right, so node, I called it proxmox VM ID. We're gonna call it 1000, just as we can. Remnux, not Renmux, Remnux. There we go. Okay, OS, storage. All right, well, we can do it that way. Let's see. All right. Click on VM, assign a unique ID, provide a name for the VM, leave the default settings for the system, CPU, memory, and network. Copy the proxmox host, replace the path to VMDK with the actual path for the VMDK file. Okay, so I am going to have to unzip. Let me see, CD. All right, so. Okay, yeah. All right, so CP remnux dash, okay, to /ZFS pool. All right, so the file exists, unzip it. And so we go back to proxmox, proxy. ISO image. We don't need an ISO image. We're not using any physical media. Okay, next. Graphics cards default, disks. All right, so the disk is storage ZFS pool. Delete, we'll add. That went as well as I thought it would. Okay, access the proxmox shell by clicking on shell in the upper right hand corner. Okay, so leave the default settings for everything. Okay, CPU, all right, memory, yes. There's a Docker version of Remnux, much easier to deploy. Yes, I'm sure there is. This isn't the Docker version though. I'm not sure if the LXC and Docker are completely compatible, which is yet another problem. Let me see, cores, sockets, SCSI 0, ZFS pool, okay. Finish. All right, so we'll go back in. Console, okay. Import, access proxmox shell by clicking on shell in the top right corner, import the VMDK file. Okay, well, we will see, won't we? Console. That is not what I wanted. See, if I do that, then it's just gonna options. I use Docker within a Debian container with proxmox on a screen broken. That's some Inception level shit there, Big Mac. Let me see, boot order, SCSI 0, hardware, hard disk, not the entire ZFS pool, so we need to edit that. Cancel that. All right, so we're gonna detach that SCSI and use disk, remove, yes. Okay, so we're gonna add a hard disk. Storage is gonna be in the ZFS pool. It is going to be a SATA drive. Add. Move storage. Nope. Edit. can't change the disk image. This may be where we would want to import, yeah, the disk command convert and import. We must wait for the command. It's nice of this person to make it completely useless, instructions on how to import to VMDK. Your website is hotgarbage.bobcares.com. Bob doesn't give a shit.com should be more like what it's called right there. Bob don't give a shit.com. Okay. All right, we created the VM. Next, we should copy the VMDK to the PVE host. All right, so QM import disk for 1000, and it's going to be called remnux VMDK ZFS pool format VMDK. Using raw instead. Okay, that's fine. As long as I can get it to import, then I will go ahead and blast it out real sweetly and then add the GZ. I gun zipped it so it's just regular VMDK file. Yeah, it's all right. We're all learning here, so some of you just like to watch me flail a little bit, and that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. Anybody else use Digital Warhead? Of course, Mike uses proxmox. I thought there's quite a few people on our Slack that also extol the virtues of proxmox as being easier to use. This is where I am right. Easier? Is it? Oh. Well, looky. So, successfully imported disk as unused 0, ZFS pool disk un. Okay. All right. So, edit. All right, so disk image, that works. ZFS pool disk un. SATA add. Okay. So this one's 32. I don't know where that one came from, but I'm gonna head and remove it. See, what kills me is, where's the boot action that says, okay, it's under options, but no, that's not it. Where's the boot order? There we go. Aha! Hey, look y'all. Such an idiot. Yeah, let's move that up. This is probably what Big Mac was like, hey, this is what I told you to do before and you didn't do it, so drag and drop to reorder. There we go. Come on. There we go. There we go. All right. We'll just move that one up a little bit. That one down a little bit. There we go. Okay, so cross fingers, y'all. I'm gonna leave this one in, but I'll just hold off on it. Okay. Can't look. Tell me when it's over. Nope, there's nothing going on here. Maybe I don't have enough hard drive space, or maybe not enough memory. Maybe 2 gigs isn't enough for it to be able to do that. I mean, 1 socket, 1 core ain't enough. 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, and 1 beer. Yeah, maybe I will just shut this thing down for a sec. Oh, sure, now the Ubuntu comes up. That was really, really weird. You changed the disk interface for SCSI. Oh, I can. Sure, why not? I was kind of hoping to get to the Ubuntu thing, and it did happen just as I was shutting it down. So it could be that, you know, maybe I need more than 1 core and 1 CPU and 2 gigs of RAM for Remnux to run. So it could just be terribly, terribly slow. It's like one of those things where I don't want to shut it down because the minute I do, then it's going to pop up like that. Edit. I think we're going to need to give it at least 4096. Give it an extra socket or 2. Give it a couple cores, just for shiggles. And the one thing I did notice is you can actually change some of the CPU flags. So like if you're really worried about Spectre or something like that, you can actually go in and make the changes to some of this stuff. Proxmox shutdown command is awkward if the OS is not properly booting. Yes. And I can change the disk interface for SCSI. That's what you said. Disk interface for SCSI. Yeah, I don't know why the default wasn't there, but and then let me see, options was boot order, verifying that it was the 60 gig and not the 32. Okay, you know what, let's give it a little extra oomph. I'm going to do that. Let me give it 2 cores and 2, because I remember it had to be fairly beefy on the machine that I was running the VMs on. So let's just give it 8192, 8 gigs of RAM, just to see if it speeds it up a little bit. Interesting. I'll be hearing. Sorry, I'm letting people who are on my other stream, on the Twitch stream, know that, hey, come over here, because I'm actually getting quite a few people on the YouTube stream, which is interesting. Okay, so nothing's happening. Do not know why. Console. No, that's just the same thing, but in miniature. See, with Debian, this was a no-brainer. So, I mean, it worked flawlessly. So, yeah, I could actually, yeah, when I installed the VM, it was fine. Importing the VMs is kind of a pain. It might be, let me see. Install Remnux ISO. So you can install from scratch. So it does give you that option if you wanted to do it that way. So an Ubuntu 20, it should be 22 now, but and then you need to create a user called Remnux. Oh, well, I see 2 viewers on our Twitch stream, which I don't want them to, they're like you only have a black screen, so I just wanted to let people know that was happening. If you're watching the Twitch stream and you see a black screen, please let me know on chat. Digital Warhead is kind of wondering. So, at that point, install Remnux in a proxmox container. Yeah. Hey, you know what, Big Mac, let's go for broke. Remnux proxmox container. Remnux on proxmox. Oh, there we go. And this is from 2 years ago, so yeah. Here's a guide that walks you through the steps to import an OVA. You don't see what I just did off screen, so you can, okay. Install from scratch, Remnux installer, and dependencies. Remnux is a container. Here we go. All right, if you have Docker installed, you can start the Remnux distro container in an interactive mode as explained below. The following command will automatically download the distro image if your system does not have it. All right, well, once more into the breach, dear friends. Download your proxmox Debian container. All right. Docker container using a pre-built image hosted in the Remnux repository on Docker Hub. Error key. All right, so and follow the Ubuntu install of Remnux. All right, so how am I downloading the proxmox Debian container? Download and run existing images? No. Details. Docker's installed as part of the Remnux distro. Don't follow the Docker instructions. Okay. Download your proxmox Debian container. Okay. Now, proxmox Debian container. So create a container. Remnux. Okay. Resource pool. I don't have one. Pod. Pool. Nope. I don't have an SSH key file. Got proxmox GUI. Oh, probably should shut this down because this isn't working. So you're an asshole. Not any of my listeners. The VM that's running Debian right. Actually, let me shut down the Debian right now too. There we go. Okay. Got the proxmox GUI. Yes, I've done that. So where are you wanting me to go here, Big Mac? Create container. Go to your local storage and select ISO images. Okay. Select ISO images. All right. So there you go. You're wanting the, you said the Debian one. CT templates. CT templates. Okay. Download from URL templates. Very cool. Turnkey Ghost, Turnkey Bugzilla, Mantis. Is there a Remnux maybe? Sorry, nope. Okay, just checking. All right, so we want you said a Debian one, huh? So Debian 12, bookworm standard, download. So far, so good. Okay. And follow the Debian install of Remnux. Okay. We're good. Okay. So it says task is okay. Oh, that was really weird. All right. All right. There's that. Yeah, I can close. All right. There's a slight delay on the YouTube, so just to let y'all know. All right. So templates. I don't need that anymore. So. All right. VNets. All right, so go back to, it's really weird. I've got multiple Docker images. Okay, so upper right. Oh, create C. I see, create CT. I see. Okay. Resource pool. Template. Password. All right. Oh, cool. Okay, so there we go. Template. Doing 12 standard. Local. Let's use. That's really weird. I wonder if my ZFS pool isn't set up or something, because it's not showing as storage here. Oh, there he goes. ZFS storage. Disk size 40. Set ID number and password and choose Debian for the template. Okay, mount points. Don't know. Oh, let's turn off advanced because I'm not advanced yet. So let's just turn that off. All right, Debian, local storage, disks, ZFS pool, 40 gig, CPU. Give it a couple cores. Make it nice and beefy. Memory. Oh, okay, we're gonna need at least 4096, I think. Swap should be okay. Network, E0, okay, firewall, yes. DHCP, we'll keep static on that. DNS, use host settings. Confirm. Finish. Okay. Very good. All right, so. Summary console. I'm running a desktop on a console. That's not how any of this works. You're not supposed to run a desktop console. Oh, there we go. All right, CT 101, huh? Oh, right. Root. Hey, that worked. Now we're cooking with gas. Yeah. Okay, so, and then you said we just use the instructions on how to install using Debian or whatever. Bare metal install. Let me see. Install from scratch. Ubuntu. All right, so we need to create a user. Get the Remnux installer. Okay, very good. Oh, I will need to create a user, right? Yes. And it's called Remnux. Copy. Okay, and then malware. Malware. remnux user. Apt update -y and apt grade -1. The update command takes no arguments. Oh, right. Interesting, Big Mac, to your point, you can, all right, we're good. I'm wondering if the containers actually take up less space than, or less resources than a big honkin', there we go, 1,000, there we go. Okay. And then install from disk. So set up the remnux installer by running these commands. All right. So actually, what I want to do is, there we go. And I will go back here so I can run those independently. There we go. It's kind of cool. So it spawns its own browser window for this. So, all right. MV schmod x remnux, and then sudo. Do I want to do this as root? I'm not sure I want to do this as root. Why is it asking me sudo mv? Thinking I want to log in as a user. Remnux. Nowhere. There we go. su sudo mv remnux. I bet I'm going to run into issues because I don't think I added it to the sudoers file. Oh, sudoers doesn't exist. Ooh, su. All right. Apt install sudo. vi sudo. Now, of course, this is not the way you should be doing this, but you can just, you know, I mean, it's pretty much just, you know, the same as, and then Control X, yes, exit. Now, sudo mv remnux user local bin. And then malware. There's no user local bin. Oh my shit. mkdirp. Oh, you know what? Duh. Sudo cp remnux to home remnux. All right, so sudo. This is why I wanted you to do all that other shit first. And actually, I just wanted to do this again. rm. Let's do it right. There we go. Just that. Now, mv remnux CLI remnux chmod plus x, and then sudo mv remnux user local bin. There we go. Yeah, sudo user mod ag sudo remnux. Yeah. vi sudo just kind of works for me. So, all right. So now we need to sudo apt install -y GNU pg and curl. Oh crap! It's late. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of dropouts. Looks like a lot of greens and reds there. That's interesting. Yeah. All right, so that's done. And then sudo remnux install. Okay, good. We got an error message. That's so much awesomeness. Wait. Invalid or unable to determine Ubuntu version. Invalid. Oh, so the reason is because I've got Debian as the install. So yeah, that's a problem, isn't it? Apparently I should have used the, yeah, so this is a Debian version, not a, yeah, oh, you need Ubuntu, yeah. I think I need to go because I got to go get dinner and it is dark outside. I am sorry that we didn't get further in this. I actually will go back through and do some CT creation. I'll use Ubuntu and I'll show everybody when we get done. Sorry to all the Twitch people that had to move over to YouTube. I'm actually really thinking about getting rid of Twitch because I'm not seeing any real value to Twitch versus YouTube. And I've heard most people, when they get mature anyway, they get rid of Twitch anyway because it's a lot of gamers and stuff like that. So I may make that decision in the next few days because it lessens the complexity of the setup that I've got. So thanks to Big Mac, thanks to Mike slash Digital Warhead, and everyone else who came and watched me fumble around with proxmox for a little bit. I'm gonna head on out for the day, but I'll be back on Friday, probably continue playing around with some of the proxmox stuff and setting up a lab. So hope you have a good rest of your week and take care, and it was always good to see you, and take care of yourselves, because as I am fond of saying here, you're the only you have. And so yeah, have a good night and take care. Bye, y'all.